garnering a mixed reception from his first spell in the Premier League, this German is still trying to answer his critics. Now a part of Mikel Arteta's Arsenal and looking to establish himself once more, we think now is a good time to examine his career so far, his status, and more. Welcome to the Lifestyle of Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz was born on the 11th of June 1999 in Aachen, West Germany. From a young age, he showed a keen interest in football, later receiving his first experiences at age 4. He would join amateur club Alemannia Mariadorf, staying and practicing for 6 years before moving up to the superior half, Alemannia Aachen, in 2009. However, despite signing a 2-year deal, Havertz would only stay for 1 year. With an elite Bundesliga club knocking on the door, Kai couldn't resist the opportunity. He took the chance and would join Bayer Leverkusen at age 11. In October 2016, Havertz would make his debut, coming on as a second-half substitute against Werder Bremen. Upon entering the field of play, he became the club's youngest ever Bundesliga debutant at the age of 17. That same season, Havertz would also make his debut in the Champions League in February against Spanish giants Atletico Madrid. Despite losing in the first leg, Havertz would impress on the big European stage. On the 2nd of April, less than a month later, he would score his first goal in a 3-3 draw against Wolfsburg. Upon doing so, he would become Leverkusen's youngest ever goalscorer. He would make a further 28 appearances that year, scoring 4 times. In the following seasons, Havertz would continue to progress in a transitioning Leverkusen side. A turbulent 2017 and 18 campaign would see him gain valuable experience right before his breakthrough the following year. Again, Leverkusen would initially struggle in the league, but by the midway point of the campaign, Havertz would start to become the heart of the team, starting in every game and scoring 6 times. On May 18th, the final game of the season, he became so reliable, in fact, that he would break the record to become the highest scoring teenager in a single Bundesliga campaign. This was achieved when he scored his 17th goal of the season during a 5-1 victory over Hertha BSC. In a hugely successful year, Havertz would be nominated for the German Football of the Year and, in a close vote, would just miss out to Dortmund ace Marco Reus. After maintaining his impressive numbers, Havertz would begin to garner huge interest. Looking for a new challenge, he would seek a move abroad in September 2020, where he moved to Chelsea on a 5-year deal for a fee of £71 million. Trusted immediately, Havertz would make his debut away to Brighton in the season opener, and it didn't take long for him to replicate his Leverkusen form. He would claim his first hat-trick against Barnsley in the EFL Cup before scoring his first Premier League goal against Southampton. But this was the best it got. Throughout the season, Havertz would fail to build upon his strong start. Despite his crucial goal in a nail-biting affair against Manchester City, the £70 million forward would only return 4 times in the league that season. His form would marginally improve the following year with 8 goals, but ultimately the culture at Chelsea, which sees managers come and go fairly often, would really seem to affect his confidence. He was unable to find his place within the side and, in the summer of 2023, would opt to leave for the red side of London, Arsenal. After showing promise at Leverkusen, Havertz would make his international debut on the 9th of September 2018. Upon appearing, he would become the first player born in 1999 to represent the national team. He would be called up for the postponed Euro 2020 and in June 2021 would score his first goal in a 4-2 win over Portugal. Havertz would again be called up for World Cup 2022, landing an impressive brace against Costa Rica. But this optimistic start would ultimately end in disappointment, as Germany would fall short and suffer a shock group stage exit. Highly talented and versatile forward Kai Havertz has owed a lot of his successes to the support of his family. He states that they have been instrumental in his early fortunes so far. So let's find out about them. Kai's father, Ralf Havertz, would often take the responsibility of guiding his son in the footballing world. Once amateur himself, he would practice with Kai and would teach him from a very young age. As of today, Ralf works as a fully trained police officer. He didn't intend to hang up his boots, but I'm sure he's delighted to watch his lastborn pursuing his aspirations. Kai's mother is Anne Havertz. Since his mother is a practicing attorney, we should expect Kai to experience the best legal counseling. On a serious note, Kai has often thanked his mother for keeping him focused. This was notable in 2018 when Anne would ensure that Kai would graduate high school and earn a proper education, even when he was on the rise in the footballing world. Kai would even have to be forced out of the return leg against Atletico Madrid due to exams that he had. Now that's dedication. Kai also has 2 siblings, a sister named Leia and a brother named Jan. Not much is known about the pair, but Kai seems to be very close with them, as seen in many social media posts. Away from football, Kai also has time for a relationship. His girlfriend is 24-year-old German beauty, Sophia Weber. The two were once childhood friends and later started dating in 2017. With the couple now deep into a 6-year relationship, it is rumored that they'll get engaged soon. Regardless, Sophia is currently a professional model and loves to post photos of herself and her friends on social media. As of today, she has over 250,000 followers, which has given her the opportunity to promote and endorse many high-end brands. As a result, through both her modeling and social media, she has grossed a net worth of over $2 million. In August of 2021, Havertz would be pivotal in starting a fundraising campaign to support those affected by horrendous flooding in the North Rhine district in Germany. The natural disaster would see 58 people lose their lives, with over 4,000 residents having to be forced to share emergency accommodation. A large part of Kai's family were also affected by this tragedy. Using his position, Havertz would make a generous $200,000 donation to the Red Cross charity. This charity was critical in providing relief throughout the area. He would also design a unique limited edition pair of Nike Phantom boots, which would be sold at auction to help raise money for the appeal. His selflessness had ensured that many people affected have been given the aid, care, and assistance they need to overcome this difficult period. Still a young forward who's trying to establish himself, Kai has let his emotions get the better of him at times. One of these occasions was in March 2022. In a battling encounter against rivals Newcastle, former Brighton defender Dan Burn was evidently beginning to agitate the former Chelsea man. Midway through the game, emotions would begin to boil over. In one of the duels, Havertz would catch the 6'7" center back with a cute left elbow. Burn would receive a nasty cut above the eye, yet the VAR would not intervene, with Havertz receiving only a yellow for the incident. But the real controversy would begin in the latter stages of the match when Kai, who almost certainly should have been sent off, would go on to score the winner to steal an important 3 points. He would go on to apologize for the incident in a post-match interview, but the damage had already been done. As of today, Kai Havertz is still one of Germany's hottest prospects and, as a result, has earned himself a seriously expensive endorsement. Joining fellow countrymen Leroy Sané and Joshua Kimmich, Havertz has landed himself a major endorsement with the leading sportswear brand Nike. As seen wearing many of their latest products in the 22 and 23 season, the 24-year-old is believed to be costing them over $1.9 million annually. His career earnings are also pretty huge. For his previous 2 years at Chelsea, Havertz would earn $7.8 million annually. And from 2016 to 2019, he would earn over $6 million in total for his time spent at Leverkusen. This means that if we add Havertz's career earnings and his singular endorsement, the 24-year-old's net worth is a pretty sizable $29 million in 2023.